Did you know that marijuana and the hemp plant and cannabis are all the same thing, and they were also used to weave rope and fabric, and is also used in ethanol fuel? The hemp plant was believed to be the first plant that was woven into fabric. The seeds of the hemp plant were also used as a delicacy food in China. And now that you know some interesting facts about the hemp plant and marijuana, let's talk about some pros and cons of the use of marijuana. Some pros of marijuana are that cancer patients say it helps with decreasing vomiting and increasing their appetite, which those that are going under chemotherapy, they lose their appetite, and they often, after a treatment, will often have very severe vomiting, and it also helps calm those with anxiety. There is some kind of chemical reaction that occurs that helps bring down those anxiety levels, and it calms them, and it gives them a sense of peace and a sense of relief. It also relieves stress and tension, and it provides relief to muscle spasms that occur with epilepsy, and it helps with depression, with those who suffer with depression. But know that since there are some pros, I'm sure you know that there are some cons. Some cons of the use of marijuana is it slows motor skills and reaction time, which can become deadly if you are behind the wheel, or if you're behind the wheel. It can cause paranoia, mood swings, extreme fatigue, and a major increased appetite. And the major increased appetite and the paranoia, the mood swings, extreme fatigue, and major increased appetite are just those that are under effect. But some long-term effects of it are memory loss, confused and delayed thought process. The more you use marijuana and the more regular you become to use it, you're more likely to have short-term memory loss, and you can become very confused, and your thought process will become very delayed and very slow, which can hinder you from obtaining jobs or getting your work done, and so forth. Some more long-term effects of it are it can block your blood vessels, which can become very deadly, and it can even cause lung cancer if it's smoked and not vaporized or eaten. Now that I've told you some pros and cons, let me tell you a little bit about its toxicity. Marijuana is less toxic than tobacco products, and Dr. Grispoon has done many studies on the lungs of those who smoke cigarettes and those who smoke some marijuana, and let's say that they've been one has been smoking cigarettes for a year, and one has been smoking marijuana for a year, and he compared those, and it showed how the lungs that had been smoking cigarettes for a year were a lot less healthy than those of the ones that have been smoking marijuana. While they both lead to lung cancer, it takes a lot longer for marijuana to lead to lung cancer than those of cigarettes. Next, I'm going to tell you about how marijuana is here to stay, and it's not just going to go away. In Alaska, they have began this license program where you can acquire a license to buy, sell, and produce marijuana. And while there's not a whole lot of interest in marijuana in Alaska, they are just really using them as a experimental group, and they hope that this will catch on and maybe even make its way further down into the U.S. I believe that marijuana should be legalized, whether we put laws on it like there are on alcohol, or laws on it like there are on tobacco, or if we do it the way that they're doing in Alaska, because just like alcohol, it's a moral thing. If you want to drink, you can drink. If you think it's okay to smoke marijuana, you can smoke marijuana, and if you think it's okay to smoke tobacco, you can smoke tobacco. What one person is doing does not harm what the next person is doing. It's all a personal matter. So, I hope that this informed you a little bit more about the legalization of marijuana and maybe even changed your views on it, and or just gave you some interesting facts that you did not know about it. Thank you.